Welcome to Spaghetti Junction Podcast. My name is Gareth.
My name is Bruce.
And we talk about things we just sometimes don't know where they're going to go. Hey, we're actually doing another episode on the right timeline. We're actually doing it a week later, which is quite
Oh
bizarre for us.
yeah, yeah. It's been for a few weeks. It's been a bit iffy, but hey,
Off
all
and
good.
on, yeah, exactly. But I
Mm,
think we'll be back on track.
yeah.
Tomorrow, I am going to go to something called Armageddon. Now, which sounds pretty cool in itself.
Okay.
Armageddon, I don't think you would go with me. Armageddon is basically like cosplay slash
Yeah.
in South Africa. There's one called Rage.
Oh, okay. All right. More
So
that Rage is
basically,
Rage is primarily gaming. If I'm not.
yeah, exactly. So this is more around pop culture.
Oh, in general. Okay.
In general, pop culture. Yeah, and then yeah, I mean, it'll be from movies to gaming to anime to cosplay, for example. Um, I'm just gonna go because I think it's gonna be hell of a fun, and I've never ever been to something like that before, and I've always wanted to.
Harking back to one of our previous episodes, do you think you'll probably see a good share of furries there?
I wouldn't be
Remember the
surprised to
furries?
be honest. Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised. I think
Probably, yeah.
everyone in I think so because well, what I'm finding is that it's a big um, community going there. So you have
Mm,
you have the acceptance of other people who pretty much would relate or
yeah.
are very chill to it. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's a very safe environment, just in general for people who just want to, you know, have a bit of fun on the side. On the side, have a bit of fun. What the hell was that for?
We just
Wrong
got to make
wording.
sure the guy's girlfriend's okay with it.
Wrong wording. Well, if you're a furry, you're going to take quite a while because those suits are not easy to get into and out of. So, I think by the time that
Yeah.
happens, she would have gone by then. Yeah.
Okay. I'm a,
So it's called Armageddon or Wintergeddon, as they're so clever.
okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun. They have a few meet and greets, but I don't really care about that kind of stuff. Meet and
Hmm.
greets, and you can get six signatures, but I'm like whatever. One of them is I think his name is pronounced Tamura Tamura Wilson. Anyways, if you've watched The Mandalorian, which I think you have,
No, I haven't actually.
okay, but then again, you're not really into the whole Star Wars thing, so you probably won't have a
I was
chance
gonna,
to.
I was gonna say my favorite statement before you
Don't
beat me to it
don't
though.
say live long and prosper. That's stupid.
No, no, I was just gonna say I'm more of a, but I wouldn't. I haven't watched the Mandalorian. I'm more of a Star Wars guy.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably not.
That
Anyways,
really annoys Star Wars fans. I do it all the time
really?
on
Oh, it
Facebook.
doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. Anyways, The Mandalorian's fantastic, and they've
Apparently so.
actually,
Apparently so. I should give it a watch sometime.
yeah. And what I've seen Disney doing is they are milking Star Wars a lot. They put out a bunch of series like so now they've
I
got one
see that.
out called the Acolyte,
Seen it.
which is
I've
basically
seen
about
the things come up. Yeah.
yeah, it's basically about a Padawan who is off to find her Jedi basically. And I was reading an article about it, and one article said episode 3 is probably the worst thing ever done to Star Wars. I'm like, okay, I gotta watch that. It really must be cranky. So I don't know why they're doing it, but you know what? Disney are Disney, and they just spurn things out like crazy. And I would imagine, though, I mean, if people didn't want them, oh, hold on, my battery's supposedly low. Oh, It can't be low. All right, give me a second while I hold on, bud. I'm just gonna have to. What am I gonna do?
Well, it seems like Gareth has given us a bit of a break here, so I'll carry on. I must say, with regards to Star Wars, if we're still continuing with that, I'm kind of like the first 6 movies, and then I'm done. So anything to do with Star Wars after that, I'm really not the biggest fan. I'm probably more of a Star Trek fan myself, but there we go.
That's
Hey,
funny.
Gareth back.
Hey, sorry. I somehow had unplugged my laptop, but it's not very helpful.
Okay, cool. All
Yeah,
right.
but as I was saying, the fact that they're still making it means that people still watch it.
Yeah,
So
I was just saying to the audience when you ducked out. I don't know if you heard what I was saying.
I did, yes. You
Oh, okay.
basically
Yeah,
these
yeah,
6.
yeah, yeah. So every now and then, I've got the first 6 movies, and if I decide I'm going to do a Star Wars thing, then that's me, and then I'm done. So
They're actually playing. They've re-released the 25th, I think, anniversary of. I can't tell you what Star Wars it is. I think Star Wars Episode 1, the one with Darth Maul in it, which I think
yeah,
is the coolest character ever. Double
yeah,
lightsaber. I think
definitely.
he's the best baddie. I think he's just. Anyways, in fact, do you remember, or maybe you don't, when I was youth pastoring at his people / Every Nation,
Yes.
they were. Whoa! Look at your head. They were. They. It was like an end of year party, or I can't remember for what who department or whatever it was. And I think it was maybe for the staff, and they had a theme of Star Wars. So I had my head shaved except for little sprouts all over my head, and
Oh
then my
yeah.
face was painted with the black and the like exactly how you see Darth Maul. That was
Jeepers.
my face. If I had managed to get contacts with like red, that would have been the
Yeah.
best. But I was wearing my glasses. But yeah, I was some very bad version of Darth Maul.
I don't. Yes, see, that was a long time ago. I
No,
don't
I don't
remember
think you
that.
would
And then,
remember it.
then again, I was also never on staff, so
Yeah, you
I
might not
wouldn't
have
have
even
gone or anything. So
been aware of that.
yeah,
But anywho, so yeah, tomorrow Armageddon, and yes, I'm going to be taking. One reason why I want to go is I'm going to start to do photography of people,
cool.
and I thought one of the best ways to do it is people coming to Armageddon in cosplay. I think I can get some fantastic photos.
Yeah, cool, man. That'd be great. Awesome.
Thank you, Bruce.
Yeah.
Very. That's a good boy, Gareth. That's good.
Well, like I say always, you're still doing more photography than me.
Well, I guess yeah, true. But I actually,
I haven't.
you know what? I actually did some photography about 3 weeks ago, but I haven't actually looked at it yet. But
Okay.
I think the stuff tomorrow is going to turn out pretty well.
Cool.
I think it's going to be fun, yeah, because I mean, I'll be learning how to do photography of people and not just my normal, which is nature. So I think it'll
Yeah.
be fun. I
Cool.
think it'll be fun. Yeah. So there we go. That's me. That's Armageddon. Feedback next time we do a podcast episode.
Nice. There we go.
Anything
Cool.
on your side? Are you a happy chappy?
Yeah, I just got house sitting coming up. Got another gig coming up on Sunday. That'll be nice for Father's Day.
Oh, it's Father's Day.
Um,
Okay.
I'm still waiting to hear where the gig is, but
Oh,
I've been
you don't know
booked.
at all.
It's one of those estate. It's going to be one of the estates again.
Okay.
And then I've got another one at the end of the month as well. So
Nice.
yeah, band practice later. Band practice this morning once we've done the podcast.
Nice one.
And yeah, we're going to try my song. The guys are
Oh,
quite keen to
really?
play it, so
No
yeah, we're going to
shit.
give it a try. Yeah, so
That's
we'll see how that
nice.
goes. Yeah,
Nice
got
one,
a
champ.
feather in my cap. Yeah, and then yeah, next week got a bit of a got a bit of a break coming up from all the teaching. The music school's closed. Taking a break from my private teaching, so going to get a little bit of a holiday. See if I can just haul myself up somewhere and see if I can
Hold
finish a
yourself
couple of other
up.
songs that I'm writing. Yeah. So
Nice one, bud.
yeah, try and be
Exactly.
productive even though I'm on holiday.
Ah, it's always fun though, because I
Yeah.
mean, at least you're doing something with which you enjoy, so it's not
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
it's not bad.
Yeah. So I'm just looking forward. Looking forward to seeing how these songs come out. Because the songwriting is difficult. It takes a while. So
Yes,
we'll
agreed.
see.
Do you remember when we were doing? And I mean, we need to get to the topic, but
Mm.
um, do you remember? I don't know if you were in the band when I did a lot of my songs in Yeovil, in that little club, in that
Yeah.
little Christian coffee place, like right in the middle of Yeovil, that like
Yeah.
dodgy area.
We used to do those acoustic things, and Jamie used to play bass.
Yeah. There we go. At that point, I had literally, I think I counted, it was about 48 songs.
Yes, bro.
Um, yeah, and now I have no idea where they all are. It sucks. I had so many.
Yeah,
I remember
I don't
doing them
have any
all.
of those either.
No. Oh, Jamie found. I say, people don't know. Sorry, guys. This is where me and Bruce catch up. But uh, talking about music, people. Um, on a last note, Jamie sent me a picture of a tape cassette with the name on it, the Gareth Moore Project.
I think I've still got well.
I was like, I have to hear it.
I don't know if I want to hear it just because of my own playing.
Oh no, man! I think it's going to be cool hearing like, but I mean, that's very ostentatious. The Gareth Moore Project.
There's
Although
nothing
I
wrong with that at
mean,
all.
we do have like Bruce Hornsby and the Range, so
Yeah,
I guess you can call bands after your name.
yes,
The
you
Dave
can.
Matthews Band, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, nothing wrong with
Well, no, okay. Whoever has lasted 12 minutes and 30 seconds of us, I think most people who like watch us will pretty much know who we are.
yeah,
I think that's why we're like, okay, we'll push through another 12 minutes.
yeah.
Today, discussion that really made me to take notice is there was an interview about 2 days ago when we recorded this episode of Piers Morgan, who lately has been able to get some big names. I mean, like he's gone up in the interview world.
He has.
There
Yeah,
was an hour and 40-minute interview with Kevin Spacey.
yeah,
Now, this is the first time that Kevin Spacey has been in any form of interview in about 7 years, if I'm
yeah.
correct.
He said that's the closest. It's the closest he's been to a proper studio, any sort of anything related to
Yeah,
television,
yeah,
filming or whatever, in 7 years
in seven
because of
years,
everything that's.
which is crazy. It was just, I mean, it really interests me because, like, what Kevin Spacey's, he's like, it was just cool to, like, actually get to see him, listen to his story, and I guess the question that will may or may not answer, and maybe that's for everybody to answer, is that was Kevin Spacey guilty or not? But I think for me, what pushed past that was just to see the human side of him, to
Mm,
understand what he's gone through, to understand what he's lost,
mm.
understand, like, will there be something in the future? Um, yeah, I found it quite a quite a good interview with him.
Yeah. He, I couldn't believe I couldn't believe that it's been 7 years since all of that happened. I thought I had when I think or thought about Kevin Spacey, I actually thought all that stuff was still going on because I don't
Yeah,
follow
not much
major
into that.
celebrities or
Yeah,
whatever.
true.
I knew about it. I just didn't realize it was that long ago.
I know. I knew it
Um,
was, yes, I think you're right. It is quite a
yeah,
long time.
yeah, and I think it seems like just from the interview and the fact that he hasn't been found guilty of anything,
No,
and
and
so much, so much proof of sort of people sort of telling lies, telling stories, and that kind of thing. It's almost like what happened to him. It seemed like the same. It was similar to what happened to Russell Brand. It just seemed like,
yes, and it hasn't gone very far at
that
all. I
sort
don't
of
think.
these sort and the people jump on rumor and hearsay and stories from like years ago, and before getting any sort of proof, or like real proof,
Yeah,
things, your career is being shut down, your YouTube channel is being shut down in Russell Brand's case. Channel 4 BBC running that documentary on Kevin Spacey
yeah, that was quite
without
intensive.
even coming to Kevin Spacey and saying, listen, we want to run this, but we want you to we'd like your opinion in it. And
Yeah,
apparently they didn't do that either.
no,
So
because that wouldn't make as much press as doing what they did.
no. And it's very interesting that the whole news about Kevin Spacey actually being acquitted was actually very, the
Yeah,
news was very quiet about that.
that's right. Yeah, I
Whereas
mean,
it was all about the scandal. But
yes,
then when they actually go, okay, well, all the charges have been dropped, everything like that, it's just very quietly put out there, not like this massive, celebration.
yeah. I mean,
But so yeah,
he got acquitted in a criminal court
yeah,
and a civil case. So obviously, the big one is the criminal court. He was found
mm,
completely not guilty, and then the
mm,
civil case as well, completely not guilty.
yeah,
Yes, you do make a very good point. It wasn't lauded out as much as the allegations.
yeah, yeah. That's it's almost like it's almost like we live in a society um, where people don't like good news.
Yeah.
They hop on all the bad news more than anything else.
Well, exactly.
Um,
Sorry. The camera's off because I'm just trying to find my phone, which is what I wrote a lot of the points down that I was going to discuss. But
okay.
oh, there it is. I do see where it is. So I'm not gone anywhere. You can still.
So yeah, so I and
Yeah. Sorry, I'm back.
yeah, I think and it was good because I mean I didn't know, I almost didn't know anything about the whole story. So for me to watch I pretty much almost went through the entire interview, and that article that you sent me was lengthy. Hey, my
Oh
word.
yeah. I mean, it was like
It was
literally
like a
done
proper
though.
timeline.
Yes, which
Yeah,
as long as it was, I thought it was well written. It was a necessity thing.
yeah,
I'm gonna add like one or two things from that. Yeah, I mean, like I
mm,
say, we won't go through it all, but some of the allegations. Um, it's interesting how they linked him with how they tried to link him with Harvey Weinstein, and in the actual interview, um, he was saying that he hardly even really interacted with Weinstein.
yeah. And Epstein as well.
Yes,
Um,
that is correct, and Epstein as well.
yeah.
Um,
Uh,
so now this is one. This is not going. So there were numerous allegations, but some of them didn't even see the light of day, meaning they didn't even make it into court. There was this
mm,
one back in 2017 um, when there's a guy called Anthony Rapp in an interview said that in 1986 when he was 14, 26-year-old Spacey, there was sexual advance. The one that like really made it big was there were two. There was one, and I'm sorry, I don't I didn't write down names, but there was one where there was an allegation that that there was sexual advances on a person who happened to be a senior citizen, um, which is completely
Wow.
opposite to what all the other allegations have been. The secondary one was all linked around the victim said that he had gone to a party that Kevin Spacey had had organized.
Yeah.
He said that he went that there was a bedroom there that Kevin Spacey was lounging against the door, and then he made his sexual advances. Now, from the interview, Kevin Spacey said that he didn't actually have a party on that day. There
Yeah.
wasn't a room, and there wasn't the door.
Yeah. So yeah,
Um,
he's
and now, what was interesting in the interview was that the person who their whole court case, around the major allegation, which was obviously acquitted. Kevin Spacey in the interview, one thing he said was that this person must admit that his memory was faulty. I I I I don't know how I take that, because if you say to someone your memory was faulty, I don't know. It just doesn't scream of, of like, it doesn't scream of, um, what's the word I'm trying to, the thought I'm trying to find. When you say to someone your memory's faulty,
mm,
it's either you're going to say he didn't know, or he
mm,
did, he lied, or he didn't lie. So when
yeah,
someone says, well, no, 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 I think that person's memory was faulty, he's basically, I don't know, it just seems like a side thing. It doesn't, it's like, to me, either it happened or it didn't happen.
yeah, yeah. So
So
it's
either this guy did do it, or, and he remembers that he did it, or he
mm,
didn't.
yeah,
So to say it's faulty, meaning, well, some of the stuff was true, but the major stuff that's bad, that's got to be faulty thinking. I don't know.
yeah.
It's just weird wording around it.
It's created. Yeah, it seems like it creates a little bit of a gray area.
Yes, exactly. That's what
Yeah.
I thought. And then
Well,
from the yes, go. It's fine.
yeah. No, I was just saying. It did. It look. They obviously with that whole story, um, they obviously had enough evidence to see that nothing really nefarious did happen because they ordered the kid to pay Kevin Spacey because of his
Yes, and his legal fees.
yes. So there was obviously, like I say, enough evidence, and they the the defense or the prosecution saw that there was enough evidence to go, no, this kid's not telling the truth, or he's not telling the whole truth, and there's enough to swing the to swing opinion in Kevin Spacey's favor, at least. So
Yes, yes.
whether something did happen, or maybe something happened and the kid tried to swing it in a different way, and this is the thing, you just don't know. Sometimes something can happen and it is consensual, and then that same person will turn around and say, no, it actually wasn't consensual, but there's no proof or anything like that. So then you don't know, then you really don't know,
That's the very difficult
who's,
thing about the
yeah,
allegations, for sure. I know, because it's one
yeah,
person's word against the other. Now, supposedly with
exactly.
this guy, this is where Spacey has said, well, there was no party by him. There was no party. There was no room. Obviously, no doorway. Did so? I just found this out. Obviously, we know Ridley Scott. Ridley
Yeah.
Scott, when he found out about it, says, and I'm reading here, I was not completely surprised, and I know there's a bit of a reputation. I keep out of that. I don't concern myself with that. I don't read tabloids. I don't touch it. All I'm concerned about is the individual as an artist.
Yeah.
That was when they did All the Money in the World, where when the allegations came up,
Mm.
and Kevin Spacey was removed because he was like one of the main roles, and they gave
Yes.
it to Christopher Plummer.
Yeah.
That they managed to bait, and they had to reshoot a lot of the scenes because of that.
Yeah. That's crazy. That yeah. I mean, how yeah. I mean, how long did that take? I mean, you've done the movie,
Yeah,
and then you
they did
decide
the whole movie.
you're gonna cut an actor out and reshoot all of those scenes
Yeah,
with someone new.
which which shows the connotations at that point, or in general, if you are
Yeah.
working with a certain person, and then there's even a whiff of drama,
Mm.
especially in Hollywood, well, then you drop them.
Yeah, and it's such a fickle world. I mean, someone can say something to the right or the wrong person at the right or the wrong time, and just based on that, um, you can you get cut from a movie, you get blacklisted, you get so-called
Yeah,
cancelled,
yeah,
and
like he hasn't made any form of movie or any form of acting for the past 7 years, and
yeah,
I don't know if the roles are going to come back. It's very much like Johnny Depp with those allegations, and he lost a lot of movies, a lot of money
yeah,
out of that.
yeah, he did. So yeah, I don't know. A lot of these allegations that have come up over the years, it always seems like there sparks like a sense of, oh, that's convenient, kind of vibe with
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of these. And I think look, I'm sure, look, I know Hollywood is probably an incredible, we know Hollywood's a heinous world and stuff goes on there that,
Oh yeah,
you know, um, but I think, and I'm sure there are a lot of things that have happened that are true with certain people, with certain actors and stuff. It's not all just lies, I'm sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but you know, uh, the whole thing of like people coming out, it's like so many years after the fact and things have
Which was
happened.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, but then you could say the same thing. With all the stuff that happened with Bill Cosby, um, with who else? Oh, it's Russell Brand as well. That kind of thing. These allegations come out decades later.
Yeah.
Now, are some of them true? Maybe. I know the Bill Cosby thing was hectic, although I
Oh,
think he was found
that was
guilty on quite
pretty
a
much
few.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. But with Russell Brand and everything, like everyone knows that he had this rock star promiscuous lifestyle. I mean, geez, so and you know whether some of and he has said all of that stuff was consensual. Um, and we didn't really Russell Brand. I don't think really he wasn't found guilty or anything of any of those things.
I didn't
I
follow
didn't
that
follow
much
his
either, to
things.
be honest. I don't think he was found guilty. But now
Yeah, I
going back though to Kevin
mm,
Spacey,
mm,
is he spoke about that he can be flirtatious.
yes,
It goes all the way back to when he was, I love the word thespian. He was a thespian. It's a great word. And how, over drinks afterwards a play, whatever, he can be a little bit handsy touchy kind of thing.
yes,
So he does have that side to him. But now his whole thing was saying that 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 he's learned from just everything going on, that even doing that is just, it's just not right. It's just it's just not. It's just not a safe thing to do. It sounds like
Yeah.
he's so I can understand in a way, where some allegations might come from. You know, it's as you say, it's very difficult. He also spoke about, and it's interesting when sometimes people are caught out in any form of like a sexual nature. A lot of them will go back to their past, their childhood. It seems to happen quite a bit.
Yeah.
So Kevin Spacey also went back. He had this whole long, discussion about his dad and about how his dad was abusive, and about how his dad, how obviously those actions left an indelible mark on his life.
Yeah.
So he has that background to him. Also, he discussed about how his dad was very, very homophobic as well.
Okay.
Which could have played into it as well.
Mm.
So the question that I have from that, because I do believe that things in your past can influence your future.
Oh yeah.
I do believe that strongly.
Mm-hmm.
If like negative, bad things have happened, the
Yeah.
question is how much influence can that go into a conversation, into a defense of your character and a defense of your actions? How much of that can actually get to a point where it's like, okay, we know you had a bad life, we know it was bad
Mm.
in the background, but
Yeah.
that's a bit too much.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think So, I'm just trying to put my thoughts together here. I just, it's I mean, just what's sad to me is even after almost a decade of being literally acquitted of these types of allegations,
Yeah,
he still hasn't been able to work, or nothing's
yeah,
sort of come from being a two-time Oscar winner
I know,
to
crazy, yeah.
living in a house that's going to be foreclosed because he can't make the
That's right.
payments.
He's losing money
Yeah.
because obviously he hasn't got any work to go on.
Yeah.
And I guess when you're an actor, you get so used to doing movies that you don't want your money as much as you should have. So when this kind of thing happens, it's like, oh shit, my money's running
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. And and unfortunately, it is an industry where, even though like, I mean, it went to the highest courts in the land, and I'm sure, those lawyers aren't stupid. It's
Yeah,
like everyone looked at all the evidence, and the judge looked at the evidence and went, "No, he's not guilty.
yeah,
We've seen everything." So now, but like, you would think in a perfect world, which this world is definitely not, um, you know,
yeah,
a person would be allowed to get back to work. But now, because of that, now he's got that sort of cloud hanging over him.
yeah.
But I've got a feeling he'll make a comeback. You hear of so many comeback stories of actors that maybe weren't even great in their early days, and as they've gotten older, they've become really, really
Yeah,
successful.
yeah.
So I've got a feeling. I know Netflix don't want anything to do with him at the moment or anything like that. But there are
Well,
so
what was
many. I think there's
interesting is that they didn't even reach out that much.
yeah
And also, what was very interesting was that Robin Wright, who knew him and they had been friends for so long, as soon as that happened, she cut ties completely with it.
yeah yeah yeah. I think there are, but then you have on the flip side, you have a lot of people who are in his corner and going, like, just get this guy back to work. He does have a lot of support, and like you were saying, when he gets stopped in the street, if he's walking anywhere,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
people talk to him, and they're like, it's not like the general public are ostracizing him. They're like, when are you getting back to work? We want another season of House of Cards or whatever, kind of thing. So yeah,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even when he was in court, he had Elton John and his partner, making statements or something along those lines.
Hmm.
Do you remember? So now going on that,
Mm.
of course we know. Okay, as we wrap up, of course we know Mel Gibson, and that he was blacklisted because of anti-Semitic things he said. When the police pulled him over, he just lost his shit and anti-Semitic, and it was rough. I don't remember exactly what he was saying, but it was basically anti-Semitic views, including things saying that the Jews are responsible for all the world's wars in the world. He basically was drunk and he just said some absolutely very anti-Semitic. Now he's
Yeah.
been back in movies ever so slowly.
Yeah.
He is being seen now a lot more in. He's been in some B grade movies, but now
Yeah.
there's a few newer movies coming out that are moving towards more well known Hollywood branding. And this, he said that statement 17 years ago, almost 18 years ago now. So it's taken the best part of 14, 15 years for him
Yeah.
to even come close to be doing a non B grade movie. And
Yeah.
even
Wasn't
now, it's still difficult for him to really break into it.
Yeah. Wasn't he involved in Sound of Freedom as well in some way? Wasn't he producer on that movie or
I
nothing? Or
don't,
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
I
I'm
don't think so, but I don't know. You'll have to Google that.
because I know he does lean a lot more over now to sort of the more Christian faith based movies and that kind of thing that he's
I'm just trying to
um
have a look.
I think he's good mates with Jim Caviezel, who was the lead actor in Sound of Freedom. So there
Yeah,
was a there's a
well,
there's some sort of connection there, but I can't.
the only connection is that he played Jesus in Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ. From what I can see,
Okay, that was the
from what I
connection.
can
I thought
see,
there was
there's
something
nothing
with.
else.
Oh,
No,
I thought there was
there's
something about
nothing
Sound of
else.
Freedom. Okay,
No,
all right,
the only link is because he was in a movie with Mel Gibson. That, which Mel
okay,
Gibson made. So no,
all right. I see.
not at
Okay.
all.
Well, yeah, so yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you've got to be so careful. I was just thinking. I don't know if you've ever seen how Keanu Reeves takes photos with fans.
What
Interesting
do you mean?
point. Have you ever seen?
Yes,
If
I
he's
do.
Have
If he's
you?
with a woman, he
Yeah,
never holds her side. He never touches her,
yeah,
ever.
and you can see how his hand is away from her.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Hey, he knows. Hey, he
Oh yeah, no,
Keanu
you got to
knows.
be careful because like one of them could say, well, he groped me, and his hand was behind her butt. So hey, maybe.
That's
I
it.
know
That's it.
he's very clever.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you just have to be. And I think even if you're not an actor, not anyone big, just in general,
Mm.
you just got to be so aware of the environment and and like where you are and like are other people watching or you know it's even like in work for example
Yeah.
like if there's going to be a meeting with a female colleague you don't go upstairs in an office with the door closed. Not that you're
Mm.
going to do anything, but the last thing that people have seen is she's going up to have a discussion with you about your job and the door's closed. You know
That's
what I
it.
mean? It's just little things like that you just got to
Yeah.
be, that you just have to be um, clever. Not clever about. You have to just be so aware nowadays.
Yeah.
Um,
You gotta. Yeah. Way more aware than um than previously. Yeah.
yeah. And he also, and this is kind of, I guess, where we can end it, is
Mm.
in the interview they also discussed the Me Too movement, of how
Yeah.
important it was, and how a lot of the stuff was merited.
Yeah.
And he was also having a chat about the different side of it, where some of it people are just jumping onto the Me Too movement, Interesting enough, we haven't really heard much about the Me Too movement for quite some time, and unless I haven't been watching the news properly.
No, I think it got. I think it got to a point where allegations were just becoming ridiculous.
Because of the Me
Like
Too thing, yes, you're right.
it was just, and everyone and people were basically just looking for a payday, and they were like, well, he smiled at me in a particularly weird way over a meal, or you know, he made this joke 10 years ago that I now feel was not appropriate, so therefore I'm going to. It was that kind of thing, and it was like threw the baby out with the bathwater, and then it's just this cesspool of like, okay, what's real, what isn't. It's just everything sounds so ridiculous.
I think it basically took away from the actual reasoning why the Me Too movement was there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can, but I can also, on the other side of things, I can completely understand how, because you also wonder like, oh, why did this take 20 years to come out? Because I can understand that people can be fearful of losing their career. I can be because there are so many powerful people in Hollywood, and if someone has something happen to them where they are very, very low on the totem pole, that person who possibly did something to them so powerful that they can just destroy their careers, and like they'd rather, okay, let's just keep this under wraps just so that I can freaking work.
Yeah.
But then later on you have this, they feel brave enough to come forward and go, listen, this did actually happen, and I am telling the truth.
It normally takes one person, and if the allegations are probably true, then there are quite multiple.
Then the floodgates kind of open.
People come through. So I mean, what somebody might have done 10 years ago might come back, kind of thing.
Yeah.
On that, Bruce.
Yeah, that was an interesting discussion.
It was, and I think it's good. I mean, I don't think we've actually said guilty or not guilty. I think just in the conversation, people can work it out. I don't think it's. I don't think it's a fair thing to say, well, he's not guilty. I don't think it's fair to say that he is guilty. I think there's mixtures between the truth of some stuff that happened, but the larger allegations from what it seems and has come across with the relevant amount of resounding evidence. It seems that the big allegations just are not warranted.
Yeah, that's true.
And so at the end of it all, he says this. He says he felt that his purpose in he says he feels that his purpose in this life, is to tell stories. He says that is what he's meant to do. I quite liked. Yeah, I thought after everything going on, he just said, all I want to do is tell stories. That's it.
Well, I'm pretty positive he'll make a comeback. Might still take a while, but I'm sure we'll see him on the screen again.
I think he'll come. Absolutely. Hopefully not another 10 years of waiting, but I actually want to watch American Beauty again. Such a good movie. And she was variably quite hot there as well. I can't remember who it was. She was in a few more movies after that, but nothing substantial. I mean, nothing like so big that she's still doing big movies now.
Yeah, it was Mina Savari.
Mina Savari, that's right. Yeah, I can. Yeah. Anyways,
cool.
That is it.
This has been the Spaghetti Junction podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we will catch you guys in the next one.
Goodbye, people.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.